the main difference is that we don't have an immediate control there from HM Customs on every single vehicle that enters at the Four Corners gate. And so what we've done is we've set up a dedicated team to be able to carry out deployments and stop commercial vehicles that we see crossing into Gibraltar and we think maybe carrying on business. And what we're doing is checking if they're licensed, checking if they're registered, and then taking action if they're not.
Say, if I'm a Spanish contractor with work in Gibraltar next week, what do I need to do to have everything in order?
Okay, I think that very much depends on how the business wants to set themselves up. I think the more expensive option, but one that's commonly used, is to set up a company in Gibraltar to fully set up that business. We also allow people to set up as self-employed. They could register as an autónomo. And then alternatively to that, there's also the detached worker regime. But the government has issued guidance on this with yesterday's press release that sets out those options. And that guidance is is also set out in Spanish for any Spanish-speaking national to be able to follow.
How can you guide businesses as to which route applies to them, depending on the circumstances?
I think that very much depends on the scale and nature of their business. So if the business is one where they need to limit their liability, then they're likely to use a company. If they're coming in for an ad hoc service or for a very short period of time, then that detached worker route may be more viable to them. But I think that the note that we've issued, which I think runs to 5 pages, is pretty comprehensive and gives them a general understanding of what they need to take into account.
What advice would you give to a business that is unsure and they really want to be compliant?
But I think what that business needs to do is establish how often they provide services in Gibraltar. And we need to be pragmatic here. If there's a business that's only coming in once every few months to provide a very specialist service, then that business is more likely to operate under a detached worker route. It's going to be more viable for them to team up with a business in Gibraltar that requires their service and for that worker to provide the service under that regime. Now, if the business has been providing services here in Gibraltar for decades, then look, something is going very well for them, and I think it's time that they invested in regularizing their Gibraltar operations. It's only right. It's only right that they compete with the Gibraltar businesses on a level playing field.
Now, how will your office approach compliance and enforcement in practice?
So that's a good question. I think what we've done previously, and just here behind me, we carried out over the past year and a bit, different informational campaigns where we've stopped foreign vehicles that appeared to be carrying on business in Gibraltar, and we have given them guidance. We prepared an infographic and we'd give them details on how to set up in Gibraltar. That's changed slightly in that now what we're doing is we're actually cautioning those businesses that we see operating in Gibraltar, and we're not allowing them to come back into Gibraltar. We're actually escorting them back into Spain.
And I suppose in the early days, you're taking the route of cautioning rather than fining at this stage.
Absolutely, yes. We are issuing a caution, and we would only move to a fixed penalty notice in the event that we catch that business a second time. And also, if we've seen that that business hasn't tried to regularize their position with us. So we wouldn't move to a fixed penalty against someone who has initiated the process with us.
And of course, for companies with existing contracts, they're already undertaking work in Gibraltar. The treaty happened mid-contract. Of course, allowances will be made.
Right, the allowances are as I've explained, but that business needs to be regularized to operate in Gibraltar.
Okay. And for the Gibraltar resident who's watching this interview now, how can they also help to get the message out there and get everyone to on board with the new rules?
Well, I think the tools are out there. It's helpful if they spread the message with any subcontractors or any businesses that they're dealing with, that there is a need to be registered and licensed in Gibraltar. Of course, there are exemptions to that. So if a foreign business is delivering from the Campo area to one single client in Gibraltar to a roadside delivery, then that is permitted under the treaty. That wouldn't need to be licensed or regularized as a business. But I think that the best thing that the local resident could do is to spread that awareness with us.
And now your message to businesses in Spain and elsewhere who want to continue providing services to Gibraltar.
The message for business in Spain, if I can, lo diría en español para que ese mensaje vaya con máximo impacto, es que Gibraltar está abierto a los negocios españoles, lo seguimos estando. De hecho, durante las últimas varias semanas le hemos ayudado a varios negocios españoles de registrarse y buscarse las licencias, con que le pediría que por favor vengan a Gibraltar, se saquen la licencia y el registro adecuado y que sigan viniendo a trabajar en Gibraltar y lo hagan muy bien y ganen mucho dinero y la economía siga creciendo en las dos partes, por parte de Gibraltar y por el campo también.